Welcome to Peep This Out Reviews with Ian K.
Stay frosty.
Stay frosty. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the pre-4th of July live stream here on Peep This Out Reviews. I'm, of course, Ian K, creator, producer, and host of Peep This Out Reviews. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is great to see you guys. July 1st, guys. July 1st. I can't believe it. We are literally more than halfway into the year now officially. And actually, we're winding down into the beginning of Halloween season, believe it or not. Towards the end of July is when everything starts kind of rolling into the stores. And for the next few months, it's going to be nothing but horror goodies. So good times across the board. Give me a thumbs up here in the chat. Let me know you can hear me okay and see me okay. Everything is looking good and sounding good on my side, at least here, at least the way everything appears. But it's great to see you guys on here. Let's see here. We'll let everybody file in. And then we'll get going officially. It's great to see everyone. According to this over here, look like we've got 21 plus peeps here, but there's actually twice that here in the lobby that I'm looking at. So I'm sure that'll update on its own. It'll kind of creep in there. Great to see you guys on here. There we go. We got the thumbs up going. Yes, Annette, I saw the marshmallow with the collab with Coke. I'd be curious to try that. Those cans look very cool, actually. Very, very cool. All right, let me shoot on up to the very top here and see who we've got on the chat before we get going. Annette Cervantes, of course, in the house here. We've got Lord Darkside in effect. Let's see, Drew's food reviews as always as well. Nice to see you, Drew. Hey, hey, hey to you and the kiddies, of course. Carl Broussard. Jeffrey Strogan, thank you so much for jumping on. I'm sorry to hear about that individual there apparently passing away. It's really, really a sad thing whenever that happens, period, across the board. But again, I am very, very sorry to hear that. Let's see here. Annette, smash that like button. Yes, I greatly appreciate that. If you guys can, definitely hit that like button down below. Smash it up. Help this trend out there just a bit there. If you want to share the stream with all the peeps that you know as well, like I always say on that message, that would be great too. Let's see here. Randy Molina in the house. A few different messages here as we go on down. Bus7332 with the first super chat of the evening. And just to segue right into it, should you guys wish to be like Bus to become official sponsors of the stream for the night, or even a patron as well too, down below we'll have all the details there. The first pinned comment, if you're watching this on the replay or in the description box as we are going live right now, all that will be in there. Of course, you guys will be having your names and lights down below. And of course, the activity that begins up over here with Stay Frosty. Little goes a long way. Should you guys wish to do that, I greatly appreciate it, of course. Anything you do super chat wise, keep in mind YouTube does take about 30+% of that. So if you want to do the PayPal route, of course, is always more the preferred way. You'll find that, of course, down below as well. And if you're watching this on your browser, it's in the upper right-hand corner of your display, should you wish to want to do that. So I appreciate that in advance. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see who else we've got on here. Thulsu, happy Independence Day. Guys, it's a brand new month. 4th of July is on Monday. Very, very cool. Hopefully you guys are going to be doing some fun stuff this weekend there, being safe, of course. Checking out some fireworks, whatever that may be. Whatever you guys have going on. Some cookouts, a barbecue type of situation. I can't wait. I actually feel like getting a Five Guys burger. Usually, I think the last time I had Five Guys was the last 4th of July that weekend. Actually, technically, I think it was on a Sunday. Saturday or Sunday, I think it was here, since it's pushed up a day. Every year it goes up. So I'll probably be doing that sometime over the weekend, just because I haven't had Five Guys in a while, and their burgers are pretty bomb. So I may just do that. Let's see. Michael Domayer, thanks so much for jumping on. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Lord Darkside, hope you all have the snacks and drinks ready to go. Sure do. I appreciate you being here. We're going to be doing some snacking as well. I've got a couple of things to take a look at for you. One of them I've been meaning to check out for a bit now, and I finally find, well, literally one of them anyway. I'm still on the lookout for something, and you'll know. If you're watching this here on the replay, of course, you know exactly what it is. Take a look down below in the description box. You'll find a couple of chapter selections to jump right to the pieces of content that you're going to see that I think you'd want to take a look at in the stream, so you don't have to kind of watch the whole thing. You can kind of skip around, but it'll take you right to the reviews and a couple of other things. Very, very cool. Let's see here. Larry Nguyen, how you doing? I'm doing okay, my friend. Thanks so much for jumping on. And Carl Broussard is thanking Buzz for the first super chat of the evening. Thank you so much again, Buzz. I really greatly appreciate the love and support. Hopefully you're doing okay. If you're off this weekend, hopefully you are. I know Disney is going to be crazy. It's been getting busier and busier, of course. Let's see. Annette Cervantes says Kraft mac and cheese gummies at Five Below. Yes, I heard about that, actually. That's pretty wild. That is pretty wild. Craziness across the board. Craziness. We'll have to see there. Thulsu says, are you serious? That sounds horrible. I can't wait to try it. Exactly. That's awesome. That is so awesome. Jeffrey, yeah, and I prefer to be called Jeffrey, not Jeff. Okay, no, cool. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thanks for letting me know there as well. Great to have you aboard here on the stream. Hopefully I can distract you guys for about an hour or so. I'm trying to get to myself getting to midnight later on tonight, because that's when I really want to start watching the final Stranger Things goodies tonight. I'm very, very excited to check that out. So it's going to be a fun weekend naturally, because of some stuff that's going to be coming out, as well as the holiday weekend just in general, to catch up and all the fun stuff that you can do for the holiday weekend. So you guys are actually going to have a brand new review, a little bit of a holdover review that I reviewed shortly after a piece of content that I put out I want to say about a week and a half ago, roughly. It's kind of a little bit of a precursor, or kind of like an addendum, I should say, to that one that you'll see tomorrow. Then you'll have something on Sunday. I'm actually going to be releasing another review on Sunday. And then I figured because it's 4th of July, we'll just release this replay of the stream on Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Monday itself there. So the new reviews will be out actually Saturday and Sunday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You guys are going to have content all throughout the weekend, as well as the replay for this one I think will be okay on Monday. So if you guys like that, give me a thumbs up here in the chat. Let me know that I am doing okay for you guys in terms of the scheduling. I greatly appreciate the opportunity to be able to produce for you guys, which is pretty awesome. Let's see here. Going on down the line. Let's see. Going on down. Going down. Hamburgers are so easy to make at home, so much cheaper than restaurants, always. But the idea of having it made for you, and naturally with the flavors and the recipes, is what does it for me personally. And I think for most of you guys, whenever you eat out, of course, you already know. And let's see, Peach Donuts, a donut man. Bus, yes, I know. I've been meaning to get out there because I'm craving Tiger Tails. I got to be honest with you. Mi Familia, Mr. Jimmy, I don't know if he's jumping on here just yet, lives not too far from there. So I definitely want to make sure we meet up and have some goodies, over there for sure. Annette Cervantes, have you tried Paul's place in Los Alamitos? Their burgers are amazing. Haven't been there. No. Be curious there. Try and send me a link on social media. I'd love to see what their menu looks like, or some of the stuff that they got. Jay Nepper, what's going on? Drew might say her name, but I won't. Uh-oh. It's starting early already there. What is Drew getting down with? What am I missing here? Hopefully I'm, well, we're just going to keep going with it. But Jay, thanks so much for jumping on. Happy pre-4th of July to you. Happy 4th of July weekend to all of you guys here on the stream. Fuel's heading to Disneyland tomorrow. Very nice. Very nice. Good times across the board. All right. Let's see here. Susan. Talamante Salava. Hopefully I said that correctly. I apologize just in case. Hi, what's happening here? I just logged on. I appreciate you jumping in. Thanks so much for being here, Susan. We're going to be getting into a few reviews here in a little while, hanging out with you guys on a pre-4th of July weekend extravaganza, so to speak, as we begin the next week coming up here already. Let's see. My neighbor is scared of my fireworks, but that doesn't mean I'm celebrating. Okay, cool. Just be conscious of the animals. If you guys have pets, keep them inside. There's actually things you can look up on YouTube for like little things to kind of help dogs calm down. Stuff like that too, because fireworks are not good for pets naturally. So be very careful with that. Dom's World, hopefully those Cheez-Its, yes, you tasted it. Taco Bell goes nationwide. Yeah, good times with that there. Let's just jump into a little quick breakdown of the content because from the previous week. Very, very busy last week in pre-production, and a few things that are coming up that you're going to see here on the channel very soon. So every so often, it almost seems like once a month is like where I miss a Friday basically. But that was actually a very, very crazy weekend and week for me at the same time there. Just going back on further for the Hanabi Hot Chicken Bowl from Yoshinoya, that went right into the Popeyes strawberry cream cheese pie, the fried pie, the goodness there, of course. And then naturally, the release goodies of the Southwest Bacon Whopper, which was really awesome to check out about a week in advance with that there, guys. Very, very different in terms of what that was. And it's nice to see they're doing something different with the Whopper naturally. We all know the King Burgers are essentially Whopper patties anyway, so it's just a different category that they use. So instead of going with the King this time, they're doing the Whopper, which is their flagship. So, of course, a lot of fun checking that out. The seasoned tortilla chips that were on that. Was really good. The avocado spread, a little bit of the spicy sauce that was on there as well. That was followed up by the Impossible King as well. Those were filmed very close together. It was a lot of fun actually putting that content together, being in pre-production with that as well, working with some contacts. Really, really good times But very, very fun checking that out for sure. That actually was the 2 pivot videos that I was working on. Essentially, once that came up to me, I had done the Buffalo Wild Wings content a few days before I actually found out about that. So I was holding that to put that one out, and then the Burger King stuff came up. So I flipped it and put the Burger King stuff out first for obvious reasons, and then went right into Buffalo Wild Wings with their big dogs. And that loaded action was a beautiful situation of goodness there. Different for what it was, price-wise, a little debatable in terms of, you know, what you get for the money. But considering, you know, inflation, the way things are right now, bar food, it was a lot of fun to check out. And then going right into the Mango Whip Freeze. After seeing something with from Food Beast recommending that you put hot sauce in that, that's exactly what I decided to do, and it was actually very, very interesting, to say the least there. But one of my favorite thumbnails actually as well, if you see the translucent fire above the cup there. I have a lot of fun with my thumbnails, as I always do. I love that. That's pretty much my favorite part after the editing process is done, is just to kind of spend some time and put together something that I think you're going to like. Which is what I did with 3 different versions of the Cheez-Its video that came out there. That was a lot of fun to drive to Irvine. Even with gas prices being the way that they are, Irvine is not ultra far from me necessarily. So I actually went when it really was hardly any traffic to get there. It wasn't bad. Incidentally, that's actually the 3rd time I've been to that location. The first time was the Forbidden Bowl from Taco Bell, naturally. You guys can, all those videos are going to be in the Taco Bell playlist, by the way. The Forbidden Bowl has not come out since I did that review. I don't think it's going to. But if you want to see that one, it's definitely something different. From there, I believe it was the plant-based chalupa, the chicken chalupa that was actually plant-based, which is something they were testing, which I'm thinking we're probably going to see at some point. And then this, the big Cheez-Its, tostada and the crunch wrap. They just called it the regular crunch wrap there. They didn't even have it on the menu as the board that you saw. If you watch the video, they were really promoting the tostada as being the big thing. And then on social media after the fact, then they had something with the crunch wrap. So they just called it the regular crunch wrap, even though it has some other stuff in it, tomatoes and everything else. They just called it crunch wrap. It wasn't Crunch Wrap Supreme. So I just kept it as crunch wrap for the name of it. But very interesting, to say the least there. And I bring up a few things about that because I think it opens up a whole category of things that they can replace the regular tostada shell with, which could be the Doritos Locos Goodness, you know, nacho cheese, flaming hot, Cool Ranch. There's a whole range of things they can do with this, and I'm willing to bet they're going to, because this was very fun to check out. So take a look at that video. Everyone has been really enjoying it. I'm getting a lot of direct messages, and I'm glad you guys are digging that. It was a lot of fun to put together. And then, actually, this the video that you saw yesterday was actually shot the next day after this stuff came out. So it's about a week late because of all the other stuff that's been coming out. And essentially, it's the cheesy double beef burritos, which are very interesting there as well. So price point was about $2 for that one there. Some places may have it a little bit more. But at the same time, the price point is the same as the Beefy Melt burrito. So I was really kind of surprised that some places that may sell this one for maybe like $2.49, $2.59, whatever it may be, you're actually getting the same Beefy Melt burrito. It's the same thing to me, and it's supposed to have 2 times the beef. So it is what it is. I decided to just do 2 videos in one and kind of condense them with the classic and spicy, and that was that. But guys, a lot of content, a lot of busyness, and a lot of back and forth. And then the stuff that you're going to see starting into tomorrow, and then obviously Sunday, and then into this coming week. I'm pretty exhausted. I gotta be honest, I am pretty exhausted, but I'm having a blast as always. So whenever I look back and I see all the stuff that's come out, and I'm glad that you guys are seeing all these things there, it really kind of warms my heart, because you know, all the messages and stuff that I see from you guys, it really it makes it all worth it. It really does. So good times across the board with that. All right, let me get caught up real quick here in the chat, and we're going to get into a review in just a little bit here. I've got 2 of them for you tonight. The main one we're going to do first, naturally, and the second one we'll do hopefully a little bit towards the, well, further into the hour at the same time. Oh, and just to answer your question, or mentioning if they're going to go nationwide, tomorrow, I believe, is the last day for people in the area to check out the Cheez-Its, the big Cheez-Its stuff over at Taco Bell in Irvine. So if you guys happen to be in that area, I'd recommend it. Is kind of worth it. Maybe call ahead of time just to be on the safe side, because they're really pushing that. But I have a feeling, like I said, this is probably going to be a nationwide thing sooner than later. When they did the chicken wings, the crispy chicken wings that I did way back in the day, literally I think about 8 or 9 months later, then they became nationwide. I would like to see this one going forward there, but naturally just Send messages to Taco Bell. Do what you got to do if you really want to let them know. You know, comment on there. Just, you know, send them information. But it was a lot of fun to experience that. And I just think it kind of fit pretty well with their brand, you know, for the cheesy aspect of what it is. I mean, it's different enough there, but the size of that, the big Cheez-It, it's like 16 times the size of a regular one. It's like 16 of the little ones put together, literally. It was really pretty good. It really, and then it held its own in terms of just the firmness of it with all the Taco Bell flavoring all over it there. So good times, definitely good times. Misty Smith, what's going on? Thanks so much for jumping on. Great to see you, great to see you. Let's see here. I'm gonna try and catch up with a few. Let me see. Going on down the line. See if I can try and answer some questions here. Freddie Foodie King, what's going on, brother? Thanks so much for jumping on. A lot of awesome peeps in the community here. Always, I appreciate you guys making the appearance. They're saying hello, of course. Let's see. Annette, will you be trying the Hot Ones Pringles chips? Yeah, I'd love to if I can find those. I'd love to check that out there for sure. Larry Nguyen, I can't find the Howling Race Chicken in Pasadena, California. It's on Allen, I believe. Allen Avenue, right before the 210 freeway. Just do a search for that, like Pasadena, and the address will be there for you as well. Let's see here. There's a lot of lyrics going on from Misty here. Tony Schultz going to be firing up the grill for the holiday. Beautiful, beautiful. Annette, what side dish is a must in your opinion at a cookout? Baked beans. Baked beans, mashed potatoes. Believe it or not, I like, you know, anything like, you know, with like a smoky type of flavor. So, you know, something with bacon in it naturally there. Some baked beans with bacon. Something baked beans I think goes well with barbecue for sure. Barbecue ribs, I mean, that's my thing. I'm kind of in a barbecue rib kick currently there. So naturally, Stonefire Grill, which we have in this area, has some of the best pork ribs out there, and they're amazing with their barbecue sauce. So definitely, I'm kind of feeling that tonight, actually, believe it or not. Let's see, Susan, I'm glad I got your name correctly. No worries. Thank you. I was worried about that just a little bit there. The review spot, what's going on? Thanks so much for jumping on. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Dulsu, I tried the hot sauce in Taco Bell's pineapple whip and thought it was disgusting. Okay, it takes away from the sweet creaminess and just brings a vinegary background. You know, for me, it really wasn't so much vinegary as it was just a little bit of a sizzle. I mean, it didn't give me too much of a crazy burn, but you can really taste the sauce as you kind of like were, you know, letting it do its thing for a bit there after you swallow it. So, not horrible. Am I going to do it again? Probably not. But it was fun to check out. But yeah, the mango whip, actually, yeah, it's really good. It's really kind of the evolutionary version of the pineapple, which was my favorite. That's my all-time favorite one. I think I said in that video as well. Really fun to do. Let's see here. He also was not impressed by the cheesy double beef burrito. Local Taco Bell sells them for $2.59. That's a rip. That's a rip right there. The beefy melt, just get the beefy melt, and it is the same thing. I really wasn't feeling the 2 times the beef in that at all. For sure. So not really feeling that. Hot Hands, what's going on? Thanks so much for jumping on. Let's see. Oh, my chat is moving here. I hate when it does this. Hang on one second. Coleslaw with barbecue from 231 BD. Very cool. Barbecue ribs are amazing always, I'm telling you. Baked beans have hot dogs in it. Oh yeah, okay, that's right. Baked beans usually have some chopped hot dogs in there too. That's a good time. That's definitely a good time. You already know. Chevy 5-speed, Cheez-Its are nasty. Not with Taco Bell goodness. I'd like to see a nachos version. I think I mentioned in that video, if you had like a whole bunch of Cheez-Its like on a plate and you put all the Taco Bell stuff on, like you're going to make nachos with it there, but instead of the tortilla chips, it's Cheez-Its. I think that would work because like I said, it was such a strong Cheez-It flavor on top of the regular stuff from Taco Bell, which it really stood out pretty nicely. They don't really have to do anything with that. Aside from making some packaging for it there. It's very nondescript packaging that it came in there, which was the same with the original Crispy Wings. I think it was just a regular blank box, like a regular like a paper box, you know, with nothing really on it there. Larry Nguyen, where is Winston? He is actually staying at a puppy hotel this weekend. My sister needs a break. She's going to be doing some plans this weekend, so little Winnie is going to be taking a little, we'll call it a spa day. So I do plan on being live with him probably in the next couple of weeks, so you'll be able to see what he looks like now when we do that live show. That's going to be a lot of fun. And it should be a lot of fun, actually. What I'd like to do also is my sister-in-law just got a new pup. The pup's name is Riley Bean. It's like part pit and part cuteness at the same time. I don't know what other breed it is, but it has very long ears and just a beautiful face. And she's just a beautiful little girl with a little pot belly. I was holding this dog yesterday, and it was just a little lover. It really was. Literally, I think about 18 inches long. We measured her, actually. She grew, I think from what my sister-in-law was saying, from 16 inches to 18 inches in a week. So dogs, as you know, grow pretty fast. 1 year is essentially 7 years when it comes to the actual age. So they grow quickly. But it was an adorable pup. I mean, I literally couldn't not hold his dog the whole time that she was here. I mean, I got kind of bit up a little bit. I'm kind of like, my wrists are all chapped up just a bit here because she's teething, but it was a beautiful, beautiful thing. So good times with that. But little Winnie, like I said, is going to have a little spa day for the weekend, and it's going to give my sister a break for that, for the holiday. Let's see here. Going down the line. Let's see. When are you going to do the super spicy review? From Ernie, which super spicy review? Jay Nepper, have you tried the Krispy Kreme colors, or crullers, I think they're called? They're extremely good. I haven't tried those. They have those, actually. I think I've seen those at Walmart. I haven't been to Walmart in a little while, but I know they have I think there's 2 versions of them, if I'm not mistaken, Jay. But yeah, no, they look pretty tasty. They do look pretty tasty. And I find that anything that's packaged in the store like that, when it comes to like pastries or donuts and stuff, they tend to be overly moist. I mean, it's some type of oil or something they put in them to keep them fresh. Yeah, there we go. Crullers right there, Jay. We'll have to see. Like I said, it tends to be that way. I know Hostess is kind of like that. It tends to be overly moist for shelf life, I guess. Now, I'm not going to see. I don't want to know how it stays like that, but it's tasty. Lord, we want Winston. We want Winston. We want Winston. You will have him soon. You will have him soon. He will be showing up here. Susan, do you have a go-to drink that you always have to while you're tasting for a review? Yes, it's, literally every time I finish a review, I hit up Mickey D's and I get a vanilla iced coffee. Usually sugar-free. Sometimes I go between the regular and sugar-free. And then on certain days, I go to Dunkin' and I get my mocha coffee. During the holiday time, it's pumpkin mocha. But more often than not, I'm always blasting that $1 iced coffee action over at Mickey D's all the time. In fact, I have one today because I was doing a few things that you're going to see this coming week. So I was putting some of those things together now just to kind of get them early because I just want to relax on Monday naturally. But you're going to see, aside from that fun stuff, that's pretty much what I do is I have that on the side. So I actually have some cold brew from Dunkin' left over from yesterday. Lately I haven't been finishing them because they're a lot sweeter, so I kind of want to balance it out. So usually when I'm halfway done with the vanilla iced coffee that I have, I mix them together, and it's actually not bad. I mean, the vanilla coffee that I get from Mickey D's mixes decent with the cold brew naturally, and along with the chocolate. I mean, it kind of balances and cuts some of the sweetness. Plus, it prolongs it, and it feels like I'm having a larger drink again, which is kind of cool. JF, Extolts, Exotics, Exotics. Oh man, I'm losing it today. JF, I appreciate you jumping on. Yo, Ian, stay frosty. Love your channel. Thank you. I appreciate you. I have a lot of fun putting that content together for you. I'm glad you're digging it, JF. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see, jumping into the review here in about 1 minute, guys. This should be a lot of fun, I have a feeling. Aaron Trujillo, what's going on? Says, how are you feeling? You know what, I am still kind of my allergies, I'm kind of puffy, my neck a little bit. Some of my last videos, I'm really like, my glands are swollen a little bit, so I've been taking some allergy medication. It's been helping, but at the same time, it seems to be just a little bit more prevalent. My glands are a little bit harder, and it's just a little uncomfortable at the same time. So, but I'm doing okay otherwise. As long as I keep my voice together and I have my voice to do my reviews, I'm okay. Annette, what did you think about Starbucks' new pineapple refresher? I wasn't a fan. I haven't tried it actually, Annette. But I know the wifey is big on the dragon drinks that they have over there. So we may have to swing on by and give that a shot. I'm not sure what actually is newer besides that. I know that there was some almond milk chocolate thing that I saw. We went actually the other day. And there was something that was there that just escapes me, but it's an almond milk based mocha drink. I can't think of what it is. It's bugging me now because I remember looking right up at it and I'm like, that actually looks like something I can drink and I don't have to worry about it, so to speak. But that's usually what I'm down for. Aside from the pink drink, I don't really get a lot of those types of refresher iced tea things at Starbucks because I don't go to Starbucks too often, but when I do, usually more often than not, it's during the holiday season because of all the holiday drinks. So, you know, pumpkin cold brew and all that stuff as well too. Dietrich, what's going on? Taco Bell needs to step up their game. Well, I'm telling you, they're doing some really fun things, at least test market wise out this way. Really, really fun stuff. Tony, from my side, I usually grill corn on the cob. Okay, they're very cool. Besides that, definitely grilled corn is definitely an awesome side item, of course. I want to try that Cheez-It Crunch Wrap. You know, you need to be trying that Cheez-It Crunch Wrap because it really was a bomb situation. With the size of the Cheez-It that was in that and all the other stuff, I enjoyed that immensely. That was really the main one for me. Very, very good. Let's see, where did you go to try the Taco Bell Cheez-It Tostada? 2222 Barranca Parkway in Irvine, the only location actually where that goes. So all the details are going to be in the description of the video, including the phone number to them, as well as the direction, the address anyway. So I definitely check it out, Sulusu, because it actually expires tomorrow, I believe. For sure. And yes, for your information, new items, Drifter Nomad. I've actually, the Wiener Schnitzel stuff came out a week and a half ago over here. I've seen that before, the Big Luau Dog. We do not have any local Wiener Schnitzels anymore where I live. It's actually much further out, closer to my sister. So not sure if I'm going to be trying that necessarily because I've seen it and I was like, oh, it's okay, you know, for what it is, I guess, for the summer. But we'll see. I'm not going to say definitely no to it because it's not super, super far from me. But it's a lot farther from where I'm used to. So we'll have to see. But that's been out for a little bit now over here. Let's see. What was... Jay Nepper, what is this? Mariah's shelf life has expired. However, moist is the least of your Krispy Kreme worries. I'm so sorry, Jay. Jay, you're too much, man. You are too much. Oh gosh, it's too funny. 231BD, can you review Panda Express soon? Actually, if there's something that's going to be over there new, I got to take a look and see what's going on over there at Panda. Once in a while I do, but usually it's the test market stuff. We have the Innovation Kitchen here in Pasadena, which is very close to where the corporate area for Panda Express is, so they always do those things here. And I've done a bunch of reviews from Panda from all the test market stuff, so definitely take a look at that playlist too. You'll find a lot of goodies in there. Hopefully we'll see some of those going live, which is good. I'm not Chris. Favorite fast food place? Definitely In-N-Out for me. El Pollo Loco when I am not reviewing. I love getting the chicken from there. Absolutely. And of course the occasional Mickey D's action there. You know, a little bit of a thing for me before we get into the review here. The current promo with McDonald's, usually on this side over here we have one where if you buy a quarter pounder with cheese, you get another one for like, you know, $1 or, you know, an extra thing or something like that, kind of like a buy one get one, so to speak, or close to it. So they have a thing where if you get a quarter pounder with cheese, you can either get a free fries and a drink. So they price the quarter pounder a little bit more expensive, obviously, because that's how they make the money on it anyway. Or you can choose between chicken McNuggets. There's like a 6-piece chicken McNuggets or something else, I think it is. It's one other thing, but I'm always doing the chicken McNuggets if ever I do that there. So like every other week or so, I've been kind of dipping into that promo because, you know, the fresh beef obviously is pretty awesome at Mickey D's. It really makes a difference with the quarter pounder. Ever since I reviewed back in the day when they were launching the fresh beef version, there's a video on my channel in the McDonald's playlist which shows how that stuff was made officially. It was fun to film that. But ever since then, the quarter pounder has just been one of my favorite go-tos. Outside of the, you know, the McDouble, which is kind of good too. But this is really like an upscale version of that because they used to have the McDouble with another like a 6-piece chicken McNugget as well. But now you can do the quarter pounder and do that as well too. They're a little bit more expensive, but it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. All right, so let me try and catch up towards the bottom over here. If you guys have asked questions, definitely, I'll see if I can try and get to what I can here for you. So far, I'm not seeing... You guys are all communicating in the chat with a lot of other members in our community. We've got an awesome community here. You already know what it is. Drew, it's the summer of Mariah. Is summer of Mariah at McDonald's? She has everything her way. Isn't that BK? That's BK. And oh yeah, be careful. Jay Nepper's on you right there, trying to steal my thunder. Be careful. Be careful. You guys are awesome. You guys are seriously awesome right now. Let me see just a couple here. One more real quick before I go in. No worries, Jay. It's okay if you break your promise. I won't tell anyone. I promise you. It's okay. It's okay. Tony Montana, I've managed to have Wendy's Strawberry Frosty at least 3 separate occasions. Nice. It is really good, isn't it? It is really good. And I have to absolutely enjoyed it each and every time so far. Love it. Fantastic drink. You know, the reason why I think you're enjoying it so much is because it's still the same Frosty mix. They're just adding strawberry syrup into it. That's it. So you're still getting that flavor of the Frosty nicely, but it's a nice even keel with that strawberry, right? I mean, it's really, really nice. It's smooth and not overly sweet. So yeah, definitely banging thing there. I would love to do like a combo Neapolitan or something with that. It would be awesome as well, like the vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate together. That would be beautiful at the same time. So, all right. So, Larry Nguyen, what was your last comment over here? Let me take a look and see. Let me shoot it on up here real quick. I am looking. Larry. Winston kind of looks like the dog from the Taco Bell's old commercial. Yeah. Well, he's a little bit Chihuahua. He's got a little bit of that in him, just a little. So, yeah, I would think so. And you guys will be able to make, let me know if you guys think that as well when you see him soon. So really, really good stuff over there. Tony actually managed to have In-N-Out again recently, which is double, a side of animal style fries. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely. You already know. And right before we jump into the review, if you guys are ready for it here, give me a potato here in the chat. Not that there's a reason for that. Just give me a potato. Let me know you guys are caught up and ready to go for the review. Let's see here. Drew, Mariah deserves her shake or a shake or a break. Shake or break today? Something new. We'll have to see there. I don't know. We'll see. All right, we got potatoes jumping into effect over here. Okay, very nice. Very nice. You guys probably won't be able to guess what this is because regardless, it actually doesn't involve a potato, so to speak anyway, which works out nicely here. So, guys, without further ado, this is one of 2 things we're going to be taking a look at. I definitely wanted to try this. I've been looking for this. Cheetos Popcorn Cheddar Jalapeno. I actually reviewed, I believe, one of the original versions or the Flaming Hot version of this in front of the Rose Bowl, actually. So if you do a search for Cheetos Popcorn, peep this out, you'll probably see the review pop up. Actually done in front of the Rose Bowl, which was a lot of fun on a very, very hot day. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this just yet. There may be a bunch of reviews out here. I have a feeling this has been out for just a minute or 2 here, but I'm finally able to give this a shot. Cheetos Popcorn. Still haven't been able to find the Carolina Reaper situation, so we'll have to see there as well. Big Time Hot Dog Eater was hoping for a hot dog, but this looks bomb. No worries. I appreciate you. I hope you like this here. It says Thulsu has tried this as well. Very cool. We'll have to see exactly how close this is, but you guys all know it's a Cheetos thing when you blend popcorn meeting with Cheetos, and that's actually what they say here. It's a Cheetos thing. Right in effect over here. So Cheetos Popcorn, when popcorn meets Cheetos, it's a Cheetos thing. So very cool packaging. Of course, it's got a green package because of jalapeno right here. So really liking the way that this looks. And if you take a look at good old Chester Cheetah, he's holding a nice chunk of cheese with a jalapeno, which looks really, really nice. So very curious to try this over here. Thulsu says he's going to give these a 6 out of 10 because it's edible but not ideal. So you guys are going to get the first look at this one. We're going to see. Take a look. Of course, it has that reflective tin coating in there as well. I don't smell anything different outside of, well, maybe a little something there, but it's popcorn. It smells really decent as well. I love cheese popcorn. As you guys know, it's one of my all-time favorite snacks. And speaking of which here, let me just put this down. All right, let's see here. Well, it's got a nice color to it. Let me see if I can try and blend this in. Take a look. I'm going to try and keep it, well, it's not really coming through, but it's got that Cheetos look, but it's dusted with a little something that looks like it's like peppery. So I'm assuming that it's actually jalapeno. I mean, the flavoring that's in there. You can kind of see it right over there, the way they have it enlarged to show texture as well. Let's give this a shot and see how this is. The Cheetos Popcorn Cheddar Jalapeno on Peep This Out Reviews. Let's do it. Oh, yeah. The cheese flavor is pretty decent. Of course, it's Cheetos, right? Jalapeno is light. Jalapeno is light on that. But, as I'm losing kernels, the actual popcorn itself is kind of blown out because of the lighting, but the cheesiness is good. A light sizzle. I mean, it's got jalapeno flavoring, you can tell. It's there. It gets the job done. But there's no real heat with this. That's okay. I mean, they're not really kind of promoting jalapenos being crazy hot with something like this, naturally, but the cheddar flavor is good. The popcorn is good. The kernels feel like they're really fresh, quality air pop. I like it. I'm definitely going to be eating it, watching Stranger Things later tonight. But, well, the more I'm eating this, I'm finding it's got more of a sizzle as I go for obvious reasons. I mean, I like it. It's not bad, but I don't know. It's okay. I mean, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy on this. I think if I was going to give this a rating, you know, 6 is probably in that range. I'm going to go just a little bit higher because the cheese flavor is really pronounced. And the fact that this is Cheetos, that's important. You want it to be really cheesy. So I'm going to go 7. I'll take it up just a little bit more. 7 out of 10. I think more than adequate. I think it's really, really tasty. It's a jalapeno situation. All up in the jalapeno business. Jalapeno business. It's not bad. Like I said, the cheesiness is good. Let's see here. About 2 cups, 160 calories, 11 grams of fat. It's actually higher than normal from this, but it's decent. Would I buy this again? Well, if it was on sale, I mean, I probably would. I mean, this is not crazy. It says $5.19, guys. This is the world we live in right now. Crazy for this type of thing. For how many ounces are in this here? 6.5 ounces for $5.19. This was on sale for $4. I guess I probably would pay at least maybe about that. I mean, there's actually a decent amount in here. It probably doesn't show very well in here, but about half of the bag is full. So the rest is the air, naturally. But the quality is not bad on this. I really like it. It's actually not bad. Cheetos flavor with this. Something kind of fun to check out. I mean, naturally, just a little quickie snack because holiday weekend, you guys are going to be snacking, doing your own thing. Have you guys had this before? Drop some comments down below. Let me know what you actually thought of this one, or if you prefer the regular or flaming hot variant of something like this. Naturally, I'm very curious to know. But I like this because of the cheesy factor. That's why I keep going in on it. Not bad. When popcorn meets Cheetos, it's a Cheetos thing. All right. Enough of that for now. We'll come back to something else a little bit later in the program as we get into it here, as it's already coming up on 8:38 my time. It is crazy how much time flies here whenever I do these streams. May have to keep going longer a little bit in the future. We'll have to see. And that would go for $2.50 max. I guess probably that would be right. You know, for half of a bag, whatever the price is on the front of the bag, put that in half, and that's what you should pay. And in that case, I probably would be paying in that range. So $2.50 for something like that, I would probably do. So yes, absolutely. Chiefs, they should bring back Captain Crunch Delights from Taco Bell. I agree. Those were a blast. I had a fun checking those out. Definitely a lot of fun. I believe it was like a red type of dough or whatever it was with that when they did those. That was a lot of fun for sure. $5.19, no freaking way. Exactly. Never buy full price for that again. Susan, would you buy it again? If it was on sale, I wouldn't go much higher than maybe $4 tops if I really had an itch for cheese flavored popcorn, name brand Cheetos anyway. I mean, that actually would be the only way. Jay says 6 out of 10 at best. You know, the cheesy factor, honestly, Jay, that 6 out of 10 was really close to what Dulce was saying with that. But like I said, the Cheetos factor stands out very strong. And for me being a lover of cheese popcorn, it satisfies for that. So that was the reason for sure with that as well. The only problem with popcorn is now it's like all over the shells on the inside of my gums. It's really annoying. So yes, full season Thulsu for Stranger Things. I'm excited. Absolutely. Jay, you can't wait for me to edit this one and put fire coming out of my ears. My structured content, I will always have effects and something to that effect in there, but we'll have to see. Misty, this Friday, July 15th, we'll be having a special event, which is Peep Pizza big show. Probably be a lot sooner than that, I have a feeling. Randy Molina, Cheetos jalapeno popcorn flavor, dangerously cheesy. Yes, it is. Very much so. Tony Schultz would have been $3.99 4 years ago. I agree. All right. Thulsu Ian, your fans want to know, does Captain Crunch scrape the roof of your mouth? Yes, always in the very beginning. And then as you go, it tends to be a little bit easier there. But it's like having pizza, really hot pizza when you really want to get into it, and it totally just, you know, burns the top of your mouth and you have all the little skin fragments that are hanging from the top of your mouth. But yeah, it's Captain Crunch is a brutal cereal. It's a kid's cereal, but it's a brutal cereal at the same time. Chris C, good to actually catch a live stream. Been more than a minute. Amazon nightlife wasn't for me. Survived 8 months back to GM dealership and normal hours. Nice, very cool, Chris C. Thanks so much for jumping on. You always have the live streams available on replay as well too. So I appreciate you being here live and immortalizing yourself in the chat, which is awesome. Awesome. All right, let's see here. Another couple of things. Thulsu, ever considered doing restaurant reviews? Of course, absolutely. Some different things as well as things are opening up and getting a lot better. We're literally like a step or two going back to indoor masking again here in Southern California. Things are getting ridiculous again. It's the summertime, so things are kind of surging up. So we'll have to see. Maureen Descatado, hey. Say, how are you and your wife doing? Good. Thank you for asking. Let's see here. Oh, we got Subtegro, what's going on? Am I passive aggressive? Nice to see you, my friend. Happy pre-4th of July weekend to you. Bilsu, the worst part about eating pizza is waiting for it to cool down. I agree. That's why people burn the roof of their mouths. Your present company included, because that's me. Constantly. Constantly. Chicago, I tried the chocolate pretzel McFlurry. It's by far my favorite flavor. Yes, I had a lot of fun checking that out when it was known as the chocolatey caramel pretzel. It was like a long name, but they took out caramel and left everything the same. But yes, really tasty on that. You can't go wrong with salted pretzel along with the chocolate goodness and then the flavor of the soft serve there was really good. You already know. Really good. Let's see here. Appreciate you, Maureen. Thank you so much. Jay says, I was asking Annette, do you like Captain Crunch or Brady Bunch? Laugh out loud. Yeah, I know. Indoor masking, we're very close to it right now, so we'll have to see what happens here. So, all right. So, guys, before we jump into the next review in just a little while, I wanted to show you another collectible that's not Masters of the Universe. But if you guys remember a while back, I actually showed you something from The Mandalorian that I got, which I probably should have taken down. But it was essentially a Mandalorian figure with Grogu, and it was like one of the scenes from one of the seasons that they had, actually the last season, where they were in like some type of mountain thing, and these these critters or these little spider things were following them. They made an action figure out of it. This one that I actually got is something that I pre-ordered last November. And it kept getting delayed, and it finally showed up. And the reason why is because it actually includes the creator of Star Wars in costume, believe it or not. So without further ado, take a look at George Lucas in the Stormtrooper disguise. This is actually an homage to some of the other newer movies that are taking famous actors and putting them in Stormtrooper outfits to have a little cameo in the movie. Most notably, I know that a few other most recent ones have done it. The main one that I know is actually going to be Daniel Craig, who is in The Force Awakens. The scene where Rey is being interrogated or something and she escapes and uses the Force, that type of thing. He was actually in Daniel Craig in costume. But this just looks awesome, guys. The creator of Star Wars, the father of Star Wars, with a really cool likeness on his face there, in an outfit that he created. I mean, just looking at what that is, it just looks really cool for the 50th anniversary on there right now, but really slick with that as well. The very back of this, as you can see, there is George Lucas there way back in the day, and hopefully that'll kind of focus in. Let me try and get the lighting. The very top, it's in different languages, but I don't think it's gonna, let me see if I can pull back here so it doesn't see the face. No, it's not really focusing, but Basically, what that says on the very underneath George Lucas and Stormtrooper Disguise, we pay homage to George Lucas and his remarkable accomplishments in film with the likeness of the director himself, clad in the distinctive armor of an Imperial Stormtrooper. So really, really cool collectible. And this is something that you can order direct. This was actually originally pre-ordered off a Big Bad Toy Store, but Amazon actually had it a lot sooner for a few dollars cheaper. So I was like, okay, well, look, they already have it. It's already been a done deal. Let's just pick it up there. And that's exactly how it came. And it actually came in a great condition. But very, very cool for the size of this here. I want to say this is maybe like 6 inches in height, I guess. 6 or 7 inches in terms of the height. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. But it looks cool. I mean, again, the likeness of Mr. Lucas, trying to keep that focus somewhat there, is nice. And of course with that, with the helmet. But it's really, really cool. It comes with the blaster in there as well, so this is going to be carded and actually up on the display area. But really, really slick. George Lucas, the creator of Star Wars, as a stormtrooper, which is very, very slick. So wanted to show you that. Naturally a collectible. Good times across the board for that. Lots of fun, lots of fun. Let's see here. Jay Leopard, you're very lucky. I'm glad I was able to pick this up. I was been looking for it for sure. That's amazing. All the stormtroopers were supposed to be 5 inches 11. Okay, there you go. I guess it's close. It probably is, if I'm not mistaken there. But it looks like it's more of a 6-inch figure because it's just smaller than the regular Masters of the Universe that I collect. So my guess is that one. It's a little bit like longer, you know. But cool, definitely very cool for sure. Larry Nguyen, will I go watch the new Thor movie? Yes, I'd like to. Absolutely, which I'm still reeling from Top Gun, which was really, really great. Jurassic Park Dominion was just okay. Not the best, but then again, not the worst either at the same time. Chris Pratt looked like he was very bored throughout this movie. It really wasn't a lot for him to kind of emote to. But going through the motions, I mean, at this point, they're finishing out that trilogy. For sure. Larry Nguyen took my friend to the hat today. It was his first time. Cool. You know, it's funny. I was just talking to the wifey about that as well. I haven't been to the hat in a minute. I would like to get a pastrami over there for sure. Thulsu, what is the rarest or most valuable toy? You know, my original Masters of the Universe collection that's actually in storage, probably. I think I have a ColecoVision in there as well. There's a few things from back in my childhood, actually, that may be actually worth something there. But in terms of just some of that stuff, some of the old goodies from Masters of the Universe back in the day, the original Castle Grayskull, of course, for sure. Oh, 5 foot. Oh, sorry there, Jay. 5 foot 11 inches in the original movie. Okay, I got you. I got you. 5 inches here in this case. 5 foot. That would be a huge George Lucas doll, if that's the case. Awesome, Drew. YouTube adds 2 inches. That's horrible. That's horrible. And Ed, I appreciate the reminder there for following me on IG, of course, and the PayPal goodies over there down below as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As always, I appreciate that greatly. Lord Darkside, so prepare for a chance of a lifetime. Be prepared for sensational news of shining new era and tiptoeing nearer and nearer from Lord Darkside. Let's see, Thulsu. Jurassic World Dominion was horrible. Had horrible writing and character development, too many sub-stories and sub-characters. The acting by many was pretty poor as well. Yes, I agree. With the exception of the evil, one of the chick for the company that she worked for, it was kind of like the I want to say like the Moroccan scene, or kind of like when they were racing through the streets with the motorcycles and everything. I can't remember where they were because everything kind of blends together. But it's the girl with the long, she looks almost kind of Asian, but she has long blonde hair. She was actually an Altered Carbon as well too there. She was actually one of the most underused evil characters, kind of like a liaison to meet up. Not going to spoil anything with that naturally, but they could have done so much more with that character. But yeah, like I said, it wasn't the best, but not horrible either. It kind of felt like the dinosaurs were the side note to the main story instead of the other way around. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's see, Dietrich, they need to end the storyline for Jurassic Park and start a new trilogy. Yes, that's the plan, actually, as they go forward from this point tonight. So we're going to see what they're going to do. I mean, actually, 6 movies in, it's time to kind of really evolve it. Now that dinosaurs are in the world, they can do a lot now. But it really has strayed very far from the original concept of Jurassic Park, naturally, for what it is. But they're keeping it going. It's a money machine, naturally, for Universal. It is what it is. Larry Nguyen, any more food reviews tonight? Yes, we have one more coming up in like about a minute, the way I'm timing this right now, because this one should be really quick, because I've been always curious about this one. You guys have probably had this, but I haven't, and I figured, you know what? Let me do this one tonight, since I actually saw it as part of like the sale that they had when I picked up the cheddar popcorn to the jalapeno. It was like a 2-for-1 deal. I'm like, let me give this a shot. So we'll actually just do this one as like a throwaway to do. Tony Montana, how did you feel seeing Malcolm, Jeff Goldblum, Dominion again? He was good. He just wasn't utilized very well. I mean, just a little bit of playing off of it. Just didn't feel like the dynamic was the same. You know, obviously they're a lot older now. You know, with Grant, you know, and Ellie at the same time, that whole thing was fine. But it wasn't. It just wasn't. You know, it was like whatever. There really was a lot of build-up, but not a lot of payoff with it. And obviously, there's only so many ways you can make this different type of dinosaur bigger, larger, you know, that type of thing before the effect kind of wears off. So we'll see. We'll see. Not horrible. Definitely not the worst sequel that's out there. Let's see. In and out for tonight? No, Larry. Now I kind of feel like some ribs, to be honest with you. I'm going to probably see the wifey. I don't know if it may be too late for that. We'll have to see. So let's jump into the next review. If you guys are ready for the next review, give me a flame here in the chat. Give me a flame here in the chat, and we'll get started. And as soon as I see the flames going there, we'll get it going here, because I can already see we have 9 minutes left in the stream already. So this is going to be fun. It shouldn't take that long, I'm thinking. Annette jumping out with the flames already there. Okay, guys. You're going to probably laugh because I haven't tried that. You think that I probably would have off camera, but I haven't. So without further ado, and since it was actually part of like a 2-for-1 deal of a selection of different things that they had when I got the jalapeno cheddar Cheetos popcorn, let's go in on some flamin' hot puffs from Cheetos. Why not, right? Why not? This is not going to be something you're going to see in the thumbnail. It'll just be in the description. But naturally, it's the main thing, with the newer one being the jalapeno cheddar. How often do you guys get this variation of Cheetos? Do you guys get the flaming hot puffs, or you just get the regular standard crunchy ones that have all kind of weird shapes to them? Are you guys down with flaming hot in this fashion from Cheetos? I'm very curious to know. Drop those comments, of course. And Annette says, you can't be serious. You haven't tried those? Nope. Those are my favorite ones from Drew. Like I said, I mean, I like to review stuff online. I like to review stuff on my channel, but I don't eat a lot of stuff off camera, believe it or not. I have a few different favorite things I like to snack on, but they're not exactly eventful in terms of the appearance wise. I mean, I like regular pretzels, rolled gold stuff, but every so often, why not? Let's just give this a shot and see how this is here. Missy Smith, we're going to clap 3 times in the sunshine. Jump up, play, clap 3, some by the sea. Tony Montana, have you ever had cheddar jalapenos Cheetos before, by the way? Nope. Just regular standard Cheetos in this fashion. I haven't had the flamin' hot version of this. And I like the way the bag looked, to be honest. I'm like, you know what? That looks pretty cool. Chester Cheetah, the official logo, trademarked by him, as you can see. Well, or the company that puts them out naturally here, Frito-Lay. But very cool. But flaming hot puffs, yeah, classic, classic, classic. Take a look. It always has that look like you can see kind of the puff of the corn right there, and it just looks off. It looks a little off, like it's like not completely fully dusted, but let's give this a shot. Let me experience it for the first time with you guys live here with 50+ people watching this here right now. Cheetos flaming hot puffs as an add-on to the jalapeno cheddar, or the jalapeno cheddar jalapeno popcorn from Cheetos. Hang on. Why have I waited so long? Yeah. Oh yeah. Nice flavor on this. Flaming hot's coming up right away. That just dissolves in your mouth. As you're chewing it down, it's dissolving, disintegrating. And then the flaming hot flavor does its thing right there. Wow. It doesn't take very much, but as you can see, these are pretty banging. I see why a lot of people like these. This is good. You hear that crunch? Wow. Buzz, Here you go for another bag. I appreciate you covering the inflation naturally, because according to this, $5.19 again. But it was like a 2-for-1. It was like 4 and change or whatever. So that's kind of what that was. But Bus, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. And down below as well. I got to tell you, it really goes a long way to helping out the channel for sure. But man, yeah, that's got some nice heat to it, guys. Nice heat to that. You hear that breakdown? That is seriously tasty. Enriched cornmeal. Wow. As soon as you bite down into that, you feel it disintegrate, and then it literally, it's like it almost disappears, but as you're crushing it down, you can really hear it. I mean, it's loud in my ears as I'm biting down this. Let's try this a couple of more times. Listen to this. I am digging that. That is really tasty. About 13 pieces, 160 calories. That's not bad. Really good. All right, let's go for 2 more really quick. Wow. Flamin' hot. I am down with these. I think the wifey's gonna dig this as well too. I've never seen her have these either, so naturally I haven't had them, so I know she doesn't eat them without. But let's see. I'm gonna go 9 out of 10 on this one. Definitely. Nice quality. And of course, you've got the Cheetle fingers right over there. It's not legit unless you have the Cheetle fingers with the dust on there. That definitely goes a long way. Really, really nice. I'm only going to say 9 out of 10 because the price point is crazy. And I guess it's not necessarily the fault of them, but we could be getting charged a little bit less for these things. They're still making a lot of money on this. So honestly, very, very tasty. And of course, with this variation as well, very, very tasty as well too on the cheddar jalapeno. Wow, with the combination of the two together, guys, I'm pretty lit up right now. I'm pretty lit up. But that is very, very good. I really, really like those. So it's going to be a little bit of a combo action watching Stranger Things later tonight with a little bit of that. I think the wifey is going to dig that little combo. Very, very nice. Annette, which one is your favorite? I'm going to say the Flaming Hot Puffs by far. Good stuff, though. Good, good stuff. All right. Yeah, Freddie, I'm trying to find that Carolina one, the Reaper one. I think it should be like any time. If hopefully in the next week or so, I will find them. So I'll definitely do them here on the stream if we do that. But I definitely I dig it. I definitely dig it. Really, really good stuff. All right. Guys, let me just tell you. What is that there? Dietrich, in 10 years, the bags will be 75% air, I bet you. Unfortunately, you may not be too far off from that, Dietrich, I have to say. You already know. Sub, Flaming Hot Puffs rule. I agree. Those are pretty banging, man. Those are pretty banging. And then I've seen them at Smart and Final. Cool. I have one very close to me. I'll take a look and see if I can find them. And hopefully the next time we meet, we'll do that. And maybe I'll have a little Winston with me. You never know. That'll be a lot of fun to do there. Let's see here. Fun with 3. Those ain't hot, but the regular ones, they give me a headache. They're disgusting and gross and trash like dog water. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Good times, good times. Well, maybe not for that situation right over there. But I apologize if you're having some issues with that there. Fun with 3. Do you like Takis? Which ones do you think our hot Cheetos are hotter or Takis? Takis, I think for me have a little bit more pungentness to them there. There's a lime version, which I really like. I think I've reviewed that on the channel. I think it's a version, and Dynamite is actually too, which is the Doritos version, very similar to that one there. So I kind of like the combination of like lime and heat together, but it's a lime variation as well. And I think I did a blue version, a blue corn version too, which was garbage. So not really a fan of that there as well too. So good times, good times. All right, guys, let's see here. RDR Food Reviews, what's going on? Man, I just saw you over here in the chat over here just right now. Thanks so much for jumping on, brother. I appreciate you. Very happy 4th of July weekend to you. Good times across the board for everybody. I appreciate everybody jumping on here right now. And again, just to remind you all, we're going to have the live stream replay available from this stream on Monday, July 4th, because I figure most of you guys, and including myself, are going to be out doing stuff outside of YouTube and just doing, it's the holiday naturally. So watch for the replay at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Monday. Brand new content otherwise will be out tomorrow, Saturday, on the 2nd, for 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time as well. And on Sunday, we'll have the exact same thing as well, too. And 2 videos this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I hope you guys dig them. Look forward to seeing what you guys have to say as always. And let me just take a quick moment to thank each and every one of you guys again for jumping on, spending a little bit of your time with me here. I really appreciate it. Like I always say, you've got choices when it comes to content here on YouTube. I appreciate you making my channel one of them naturally. And I appreciate you guys being part of the community, being vocal in the community, and really spreading the positivity, spreading the good word. And for all of you creators out there doing what you do as well and putting out content on the daily and just really just adding to the bottom line of just things out there for people to kind of zone out and enjoy. That's the important thing right there. So good times across the board. Again, I'm going to be here in the chat for about a minute or so after the stream ends. And then naturally it'll be available on, again, Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for you guys. And then we're going to lead into the next week of good times there as well. So I appreciate you guys being here. Like I said, as always, we're going to end the stream up here just real quick. I'm going to see if I can try and get some ribs with the wifey right now. Hour and a half stream next week for Minette. We'll see what we shall see. If I have any special guest stars, we'll see how that goes. But I'll keep you posted on that. That'll be a lot of fun to do. So guys, Stranger Things, watch it. It premiered at midnight last night. I am excited to really just get into it this weekend and a few other series as well. It's going to be a good time to kind of relax, recharge, and of course with new content coming again this coming week. Thank you again for being here, as well as for a very, very awesome month of June, guys. I mean, it's really been a very, very just productive month of a lot of crazy stuff. Tony Montana, I haven't seen Mrs. Marvel yet. It's too much to catch up on. Too much to catch up on right now. We'll see. Wood Ranch Grill, I definitely dig that Thulsu as well. Jay Nepper, thank you. Enjoy the ribs. Hopefully we can get some tonight. I'm really appreciating if we can, but we'll see about that. But again, whatever you guys do this weekend, do it safely, enjoy yourself, have at least a hamburger or a hot dog, because that is kind of the tradition on 4th of July, especially if you can do the hot dog or hamburger on the 4th of July. Something barbecued naturally as well too. I wouldn't do the fast food route, just do the grilling thing and have some fun with family and friends. And I will be back with another review again this weekend, and then into this coming week it starts again as always. We're leading up towards 9 years, guys, from doing this stuff. It's crazy, since 2013, every single week. So shout outs to all of you guys. Ed Keaton jumping in at the very end. Ed, I appreciate you. Thanks so much for jumping on. Again, the replay on Monday. Man, that flaming hot is really beginning to kick. And I think I am finally going to be done right now. So with that, whoa, RDR jumping in. Have rum and coke with me, for Independence Day. Absolutely, RDR. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. And the super chat donation as well at the very end. That's awesome right there. You already know me. Rum and coke is my deal. And that's my jam right there. A little Captain Jack to go with that too. It's a good times over there. Ben Nguyen, what's going on? Thanks so much for jumping on. Hello, hello. And again, shout outs to all of you guys, official sponsors of the channel, including RDR Food Reviews and of course Buzz7332. Anyone who may be PayPaling it outside of this, or even on Streamlabs down below, I won't know until I actually log in to check that. So of course you guys will find your names down below in the description box as well. But again, guys, thank you so much for being here right now. Have a very safe weekend. Be careful with the fireworks out there. And again, I will be in the chat here for about a minute or so until it streams out. So hope everyone is good for the weekend, and I will definitely talk to you soon. With that, this is Ian K officially closing out the pre-4th of July weekend live stream. And like I always say, I've got brand new content every single week here on my channel. So why you stay tuned for the next review coming real soon. In the meantime, stay frosty. Good times across the board, guys. You already know what it is. And Ed, I appreciate the information coming in over there as well on how to get in touch and to help out. Again, I really appreciate you guys doing what you do and being part of the community here. A very solid group of peeps, no doubt. So good times across the board. Can't look behind me if I'm with 3. I can see behind me here right now. There is nobody there. All right, guys, have a good one. Jay Nepper, I appreciate you as well jumping on. Ed Keaton, and all the amazing peeps here. Min Lee, what's going on? Thanks so much for jumping on. Some of you guys are jumping in at the very end as well. So you're now immortalized officially in the stream. And of course, with the chats immortalized with it as well. You guys will be able to read. I'll be able to go back and see what you guys have been saying all throughout the chat here. Some of the things I may have missed. But guys, thank you so much for jumping on again at ad nauseum. I will talk to you soon. And with that, peace. I'm out.